Say goodbye to your embarrassing stretch marks. Finally, you can stop hiding your stretch marks under clothes. And you can take action to prevent future stretch marks before they happen. Because with Skinception trademark intensive stretch mark therapy, you get a series of scientifically advanced, clinically proven ingredients that combine to help significantly fade and even erase unsightly stretch marks from your helps to repair skin and prevent future damage. Boosts your natural production of collagen and elastin. 2 easy steps to truly youthful skin. Active ingredients clinically proven. Start losing stretch marks now. Click on the link below and get a free jar today. Link in description.